Hello, everyone, and welcome. We've had a slight technical cock-up where we've just been recording for about 10 minutes, and me, like a giant dick, hadn't clicked the record button. So, so we start again. So, welcome, everyone. This is episode 6. I know we've had 6 episodes of this shit, and you guys still tolerate us. But this time, we have Steve with us, who is now an official co-host. He's one of us. We've indoctrinated him into our little club. But as you may notice, we're down one. So Pete's not here. He has a social life. He goes out and does things that the rest of us don't do. Hangs around canals, picks up rent boys, that kind of stuff. So once he's done that and he's slated his insufferable thirst for young flesh, he will be here with us. So don't worry, Pete will be here. But Steve, welcome.
Hello, thank you. Glad to be here in an official capacity. Enjoyed it last time, and clearly everyone enjoyed me being on the podcast. So you invited me back.
It was nice to have someone on that actually knew what they were doing. That was quite good, to be fair. Instead of just me rambling on and Pete fucking slides up for 20 minutes, it was good. I quite enjoyed it, to be fair.
Well, I've taken on Pete's slide duties this week, so I best not cock it up.
No. Well, I own that cock up this week for recording without fucking realising. It was only when the Facebook notification flashed up saying, "Yeah, you need to actually sign in for this to work, you dick." And I was like, "Oh, fuck!" And we were on a roll as well. We were doing good. So once again tonight, should we jump back into New This Fortnight?
Let's do it. Yeah, indeed.
Let's do it properly this time.
Cool. Yeah. Right. So, as I was saying about 5 minutes ago, when no one was listening.
No, I was.
Yeah, I've had. Yeah. Well, you were. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I had quite a few things this week. I talked about this last time I was on. Me buying figures and moving them on without really even opening them. And that this time round, it was the CC Toys Joel and Ellie figures from the Last of Us game. Ordered these the moment they were announced. I looked forward to them for a long time, but when it got really close to now, and I've realised I've got so many figures inbound and not a lot of space, they were up for the chop. So they literally went straight on eBay, made 40 quid out of it.
Nice.
And
nice. Better than kicking the bullets.
Yeah, so definitely, it's always nice to make a bit of money out of figures, although it's not the idea, it's not why I do it. But yeah, no, I think these are figures that will get made again for the new game. Even though these are great figures, I can see them getting done again and again. They've brought out summer version, winter version clothing sets already, so I can see more coming out.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that was that one. That got moved on. I also got the Nathan Drake set from 1/6 kit. So I had the CC Toys figure before, and I got that, and I really wasn't liking the sculpt.
No.
So that I had actually ordered both ones. So this one and that one. And I moved it on, and I've just got this one in. The only thing I didn't do, and I know it's a podcast, so not everyone can see this, but in the picture we've got on the slides, you can see that the body's quite light, and it's not the body that everyone else has been using. So I'm not happy with it. So I've ended up ordering the proper body, the one that was recommended for it. That I just didn't order like it.
He looks a bit beefy there.
Yeah, it's just not right. So. And if you can't tell on the photo I've put up, but the skin tone difference between the face and the body is just wrong. So it's a bit of a tip if anyone's thinking of ordering that set, because Kit still has got it up for order. It actually recommends I think it's a World Box body. On the actual post. It tells you which body to order. So get that one, because I made a mistake and I should have ordered it and I didn't.
Yeah.
But it's easy to rectify. I'll just get that through. But I love the set. The clothing's nicely weathered. You could go even further and weather it more if you wanted to, but it's weathered probably how he is, like he's early on in the game, because by the end of the game he's shit-eyed because he's going through swamps and all sorts. Yeah, absolutely. But you could battle damage this if you wanted to, I guess, do all that. But it's a very nice set to start with.
Yeah, and then, I was super tempted by that set.
Yeah,
He always just sits there in
cheap.
my shopping trolley. I think, should I?
Yeah.
Shouldn't I?
Oh, definitely. It's cheap, as well. It's not at all expensive.
Yeah,
I
it
think
won't
it's
break the bank.
$65 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
body.
dirt cheap. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
even body's about
Mark's having to
$30.
pick up in December.
Yeah,
so less
definitely.
than like £100.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got yourself a really cracking figure, and the people, the pictures that people have been putting up of the ones they put together with the proper body and everything, they do look great. The only negative is you don't get any accessories beyond the gun and the holster. Whereas the CC Toys one came with his his rope with the grappling hook and a few other bits and pieces. So it's a bit of a shame you don't get those.
Do you get the necklace with the ring?
No, don't even get that.
See, that's important. You think that would be in there because that's important. Mind you, it wouldn't take much to make your own.
It wouldn't really. I mean, the ultimate thing to do would be to buy both sets, but that then gets expensive. So I suppose over time to try and either make them or pick them up as people part the other one out, maybe.
Yeah, true.
And then the other thing I got this week, apart from a Kalashnikov from a Rambo figure, was Pete made me a new strap from an indie figure. So the DX05, the strap on the satchel bit the bullet. Pete made us a nice one out of proper leather instead of the crap leather that Hot Toys use. And I glued that on. It fits like a dream and looks fantastic. So I think he's gone on to starting to make belts and gun holsters and all sorts now, isn't he? He's getting a bit brave for himself.
Yeah. You see, I've got one of these straps on one of mine, and he made me a whip and all sorts for my indie, and it's really good. He does really well with it. Yeah, the straps.
The whips look really good.
Yeah. I mean, it's all great. The stuff he does is really good. He doesn't charge a fortune either, so it's really good. I've got it in mine.
Yeah, definitely. I know since I put my picture up on a few groups, he's already had a few inquiries of people asking to make him making them. So
because that DX5 one just fucking disintegrates. Most of that figure, just the leather on it, just goes. Just turns to fucking dust.
And I'm starting to get worried about the rest of the figure now because there's obviously there's quite a bit of pleather on it. I'm assuming the jacket's pleather and that's going to crumble eventually.
You see, I've got the DX jacket on mine, and I haven't had a problem with that. And I've coated it in weathering powder. I've cut the zip off. I've done loads to it, and it's fine. That seems to hold up. I think I don't know for how much longer, but at the moment, the jacket seems fine. I think it's the thin straps and stuff, all that kind of shit just falls to bits. But the actual jacket itself ain't too bad. Yeah, they're stupidly thin for what they are.
Yeah,
cool. It sounds like you had a good week or good fortnight.
I did actually get one other thing about it. They haven't put it on. Pete hasn't put it on the slides. It was the. And if Odell's in the comments, then I'm really sorry, but I did buy a Redman figure of the Lost Boys David.
Funny you should mention that because he is in the comments. He's just come in.
There you go. He's going to have something to say about this. To be honest, I don't normally buy. I've never bought a Redman figure, but I do love the character that much. And I ordered. If I'm honest, the paint. I mean, people are saying the paint app's great. It isn't.
No.
It's washed out, and I know he's a vampire, so he should be pale, but he's a bit too pale.
There's pale, and then there's pale.
Yeah. But I know it's an okay figure. It'll look good. It'll look all right on the shelf. I'm not professing to be anything amazing, but I just love the character that much that I had to have it. But no, I'm not one for collecting Redman. Sorry, not Rainman. I don't collect Rainman either, but it is it's one of them things. It's quite a contentious thing, but
I've always been tempted to get a Blondie, but I
have too actually.
I just don't. The Redman one, I think it doesn't look that great.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
No, and I think I could probably try and bash one with different bits from different places and come up with something way better. But it's a big ask. It's just trying to track down the bits and pieces. because cowboy stuff isn't exactly like isn't like if you said, right, I want to fucking make a superhero, you can get all the shit you want for that, but you say you want to make a cowboy, no chance.
No, I know. I mean, Chris Donaldson. He's always making
His
bits and
stuff
pieces,
looks
isn't he?
so good.
Yeah, he made a great
so
Blondie.
good. Yeah, because my dad really likes the good, the bad, and the ugly in that. So for a few years now, I've been saying, right, I want to get him a Blondie figure. He won't do fuck all with it. He'll sit on a shelf and he will never touch it. But I think he'd quite like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I can never find what I might be better off doing. I know a lot of people do 1 full scale kits and stuff. It might be easier just getting one of them and painting the whole thing. But I don't know. So I think that's probably the route I'm going to have to go down. But that's going to cost a fortune. So
no. Well, I think Chris made his own.
He made the old poncho and that. I think he did all of it, didn't he?
Yeah. He even posted up the template for people to use if they wanted to.
Yeah. He's insanely talented. Like, it just the stuff he posts is always fucking beautiful. Like, everything about it, the stand, the figure, the tailoring, the clothes, everything. He's proper the dog's bollocks with it.
He is, yeah. His attention to detail is amazing, isn't it?
Oh, it's insane. Just stuff that you'd think, I can't even be asked. No one's going to see that. He goes into it and fucking does it. Like, fucking good on him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I've had a pretty slow week, to be fair. There was one thing that came through that was quite a nice surprise. Well, after last time we spoke, was a 1/6 scale Jar Jar turned up rather randomly. And I was
Pete said you love collecting the prequel trilogy figures, so
that was And I was like, it turned up, and I said, I'm waiting for a few heads to turn up, and I said to Mrs. "Oh, I've got any post." Yeah. Jiffy bag thing turned up. I was like, fucking Jiffy bag? What the hell's sending me shit in that? And I opened it. I was like, what sick fucker sent me a Jar Jar Binks? I was like, what the fuck am I doing with this? And I was like, and then I was trying to rack my brains, thinking, has someone messaged? Because I get a lot of people message me to paint stuff. I get as far as giving them out my address to say, yep, send it on when you're ready, and then nothing fucking turns up. Or it won't turn up then for like 6 months when it randomly like turns up on my doorstep. And I was thinking, has anyone asked me to do a fucking Jar Jar Binks? I'm pretty sure I would have just point blank refused. And I was like, and then I put it on our group chat. I said, some sick fuck sent me this. And you were like, did they now? I was like, fucking hell, Steve, it's you. Bastard.
You know what, me and Pete, I told Pete last week when I'd ordered it, because I got it for a couple of quid on eBay, and I told Pete, and we've been chatting about it for like a week now. Just like he's been like, "Has it come yet?" And I'm like, "No, it's still. I don't think it has." And then all of a sudden, you posted in the group
because it was wrapped in bubble wrap, and there was a little sticker on it going, "Congratulations for bidding." And I was like, "I tell you now, I have not fucking bidded on this. No fucking chance of I bidded on this." I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, and it turns out it was you dicking about sending me a Jar Jar.
Yeah, so now I got the seller to send it straight to you as well.
Yeah, and that's what threw me off, because the first thing I did was I looked at the Jiffy bag for like a return address, and there was nothing on there. I was like, the fuck? And they put my address in the biggest fucking handwriting you've ever seen. Like, it took up the whole front of the envelope, and I was like, as a fucking simpleton sent me this. What the fuck is going on? It was just beyond strange. And then it suddenly became quite apparent who sent it to me. So now, thank you much. Well, the thing is, I went to my boy, do you want this? And he went, no. And I thought, good lad. Good lad.
Trained him well.
Yeah. So I was like, right. So I'll have to try and do something with that. Yeah. Maybe a Jar Jar severed head or something.
No, you got to make you got to make a Darth
Jar Jar.
Yeah, Darth Jar Jar out of it.
Done. I'll have it as a side project.
Yeah.
So other than the Jar Jar, as I said last week, my stickers and my 3.0 blackisty black paint turned up, and I actually got a chance to use it, which I'll go into in Custom Corner. And people need to start messaging me, whoever won the competitions, for your stickers, which I will go through at the end of the show, to give you a final chance to get in contact. You actually get your Mutts Nut stickers. Otherwise, fuck's sake, guys, I'm stuck with like 50 of them. Someone take one. And then I got my Crate Luke finally arrived from Toy Wonderland.
BG's Luke.
Yes, yeah, the BG's. Thanks for that. That's all I'm going to think of now is fucking BG's. So it shipped super quick. It then apparently was in the air for 9 days, which I think is utter bollocks. I don't think it was in the air for 9 days. By the looks of it, it landed here, got stuck at customs. They didn't update anything. And the thing that pissed me off the most was it was Parcel Force delivering it. Normally, if I'm not in, they just take it down the road to the local post office. So I knew I wasn't going to be in. I had some stuff to post. I had a backdrop to send off. So I thought, it's all right. I'll leave that at home. When I get home from work, I'll pick that up. I'll get the slip. I'll nip down the post office. I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I fucking get home. I look at the slip and goes, we're taking it back to the depot. We'll try and deliver it again tomorrow. I was like, you fuckers. One fucking time I don't want you to. So I phoned up, was like, look, have you got it? Yeah, right. Fucking stay there. Don't take it anywhere. I'm going to fucking come around and get it from the depot. So I finally got him, and it's fantastic. It is probably, to me, it's the most accurate version of Luke. I think the head sculpt's, I think the head sculpt's spot on. I think they probably could have put a little bit more grey in the hair and the beard, just a little bit, and maybe just a dark wash I might do over it, just to highlight some of his wrinkles and stuff. But the tailoring's spot on. The base, I'm not a big fan of the base because it's got footprints where he should stand. Which I think
people are talking about this.
Well, I think it's only there to help him stand, to kind of keep him wedged in. But the problem is they've kind of raised the edge where the foot goes.
Right.
So it looks like a footprint.
Yeah.
Even when his feet are perfectly in it. So that's a bit of shit. But the hand dice you get, the little falcon dice, are brilliant.
Did you get those, do you?
Yeah. So I'm going to probably nick them for my Han Solo. But overall, it's and I think it was 160 quid plus the 50 odd quid. The postage, if I'm honest with you, 50 quid I think was a bit steep. When everywhere else for EMS shipping to me is normally about 30 quid at the most. So I was a little bit like, okay, because the prices on their website are really good. And then I keep thinking,
where was
hang
it
on.
from again?
That Toy Wonderland.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
So the prices are generally really good. But then I think, hang on, if I had 50 quid onto it, it kind of brings it back up to where everyone else is.
Of course.
But the good thing about them is they have pretty much everything in stock ready to go. And they've got older figures as well. I think they've got like a DX13 and stuff like that on there as well.
Really? So, I really want a DX13 as well.
Yeah, I'd have a look. I mean, I go on there and I look and I go, I could do that. Like the Kylos and stuff, like they've still got like a Force Awakens one on there, and I think it works out at like 110 quid, obviously plus postage.
Yeah.
But then again, they do different types of postage. You don't have to go EMS. You can go standard Hong Kong post, which would probably take a couple of weeks. But if it's an older figure and you're not that fast, as long as it's insured, fuck it, give it a go.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so that was pretty much my new this week. I think other than that, I've got my lights are in. They're sorted.
Nice.
I think I'm going to need to upgrade them, to be fair, because the light doesn't quite get to the bottom of the cube.
Okay.
So
it's weird. I've got
some
one
are.
at the top, one at the bottom.
Yeah, see, the problem is I'm running out of plug sockets. So I've had to literally keep it as it was, one per kind of cube. I need to look at some custom lighting, but I've run some trunking down the side, so I'll hide all the wires and that. So, I mean, I'm happy with it. I can get way more in there than I ever could with Detox. And for the cost of an Iron Man figure, I've got a display case that's taller than me. So, I can't really complain.
I've got custom lighting on mine. So I've got 3. I think you've seen. I've got 3 besters on the wall in a row. And what the guy did was he did a strip in each one, but linked them all together. So I just drilled through each bester. Yeah, and it's basically one USB socket for a whole or for 3 besters. It really works well. Yeah.
You see, I'm hoping I can get someone to do something similar because I've got all the holes are drilled and there's trunk in there now. So as long as I get something a bit brighter, I should be able to just run it in the way I had. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. But
there's a guy on Facebook called Lukelite. his name's Luke, and he's just called Luke Light. He's in Hong Kong, but he makes them up for you and ships them over. But you just send him your dimensions, and he makes it all for you.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Yeah, I might have to drop him a PM and get it all properly lit up.
Yeah.
Not a bad shout, Steve. Not a bad shout. I'll have to do that. Cool. So
I just got what I bought off Amazon, like a 6-way USB plug, and you can flick them all on one. You can even now get a smart socket for it as well. So
because I just got off Amazon. I finally managed to get the right plug socket for my DeLorean, so I can light that up now. So all that's plugged into the mains.
Nice.
So the flux capacitor, the headlights, all that come on. The problem was it wasn't that I couldn't get hold of a 4.5 volt adapter. It was the end of the adapter. They never had the right size to fit into the bottom of the DeLorean until I found one on Amazon that had like 6 or 7 different ends to it that you just put the different end on. So I thought fucking one of them must fit, and luckily it did. But up until then, it was a right ball ache to try and find anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, slowly but surely I'll get everything lit up properly.
Cool, nice one.
So that's the plan. So that was our new this fortnight. I think we've had a good fortnight, to be fair. I'm hoping in 2 weeks' time I'll have a few more bits and pieces. Because there's a few bits I'm eyeing up, but yeah, I'm kind of burning through it like no tomorrow, so I might need to slow down a bit. So this week we're not really going to have any new releases because, as far as we know, there aren't any. I've not seen really anything come out. There's been a shit ton of upcoming releases, but I've not seen a lot of new releases. So first up on new releases is the Chronicle collectible Conan. This has set you back 195 quid. What do you think?
I prefer the one I've got, to be honest. The Inigo Dario plastic one. It looks all right. The body's a bit. I don't know what's up with the body. I'm not a fan of it. I think the tailoring on the outfit looks good. The accessories look pretty good. The sculpt is okay. I'm just not a fan of the body, really.
The thing that I don't quite get about the body is when you look at like the elbow, it's almost like from the elbow down is from a different figure.
Yeah,
it doesn't look as though it fits in properly. It's almost like the upper arms, they've molded them to be massive, and the forearms, they've gone, I can't be asked for that, we'll just stick normal ones on. It just doesn't. I don't know if it's just that picture or not, but it's an easy pass for me. I'm not really into Conan anyway.
No. So to be fair to Chronicle, this is their, apart from this, I think they did the Jurassic Park announcement the other week with Alan Grant, and they've not really done 1/6 before, so this is all new to them. So for first goes, it's not bad, but
no, I mean the Alan Grant, it's mainly the tailoring on it. I think the head sculpt looks all right. The accessories look fine, but I don't remember his clothes being as baggy. I didn't remember watching Jurassic Park thinking, fuck me, he's wearing MC Hammer pants. Like, they were huge on it. And I was thinking, I don't know. The Raptor looks
sorted
good.
Out in production, I guess. Yeah, the Raptor looks fantastic. If they can sort out his clothing in production, it'll be better. Yeah,
definitely. The thing is, with the Raptor, people are whinging about the joints and stuff. And I'm like, well, what do you want? If they released it as a stack shoe, some fucker would be going, well, I wish we had a figure. Now they've released it as a figure, people are going, I don't like the joints. You can't have both. It's got to have joints, unless they have a fucking silicon-coated Raptor, which they would never do anyway, because the fucker would rip. I think with the Raptor, they're damned if they do, and they're damned if they don't. Whatever they do, they're just going to get fucking crucified for.
Odell said it's not good enough.
Is that the Redman stuff, or the...
No, I think he's talking about this.
I would agree.
The other thing about the Alan Grant that bothers me is the paint app on that prototype was done by Jacob Ramier.
Yeah.
And it looks good, but they're never going to replicate his level of paint app in the production. No. So that makes me nervous for how that's going to turn out as well.
Yeah, you see, I get that they want to make it look as good as they possibly can, but when they get someone like Jacob on, who is phenomenal, you think, I almost wish you just went with like a middle of the road painter, because it would give me more of a true reflection of how it's actually going to look in hand. because
exactly.
I think I mean he's so good, and if you were lucky enough to get one painted by him, it would be brilliant. But that's not how it works. It's going to go off to a factory, and you're going to have one person doing the eyes, one person doing the lips, one person doing this. And
it won't be Hot Toys level factory either, because Hot Toys have spent many years getting it right, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be, a load of kids in a factory painting by numbers. It ain't going to be as good. So I'm not having up a lot of hope, but I could be wrong. It could turn out to be amazing.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, what we don't want is new figure companies coming in and leaving straight away. We want them to stay in the hobby and give us more choice. But
and that's the thing. I think it's going to be a lot of sort of suck it and see.
Yeah,
but it could, for what we're getting Jurassic Park figures, we should be happy about it. So
we should be really, indeed.
Yeah. So next up, they've got the toy box Spider-Man, which is the Hall of Armor, which is from is it Far From Home at the very end?
I think it is. Yeah, I think so.
When he offers him an Avengers job and he tells him to fuck off because he doesn't think he's serious.
Yes.
So this is out Q1, Q2 of 2020, and I don't actually have a price for this one, so I don't think there was a price up on the website.
I think it's about £100, or I don't know what that is in dollars, but
it's not too bad.
No,
but I just don't know. The thing is, for me, if you've got a Spider-Man, he needs to be in a dynamic pose. Like, fuck the suit. Like, Spider-Man needs to be in a dynamic pose. If you just have it standing there and you stick it like in a Hall of Armor, I just think, like, well, are you making the most out of the figure? Like, I don't know. It's an easy pass for me because I don't have a Spider-Man, to be fair. But even if I did, I don't think I'd want him shoved in a tube.
I think you've got to really love Spider-Man to want to have this, as well as all the other Spider-Man figures you're going to have as well.
Yeah, definitely.
It's more of a completist piece, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. It's not for me, but someone will love it. And while we're on the Spider-Man train, there's the young rich Spider-Gwen and the school uniform Gwen. This is out April to June 2020, and it's 135 quid. I am not sure how I feel about these. I think the weird smiling sculpt looks weird on the uniform one. Yeah. I like the...
Still better than the other figure, though.
Well, I don't think it is. Well, yeah, the head sculpt is. Yeah, I think if you took the suit from the other figure and put the head off of this Spider-Gwen onto that, it would look really good. But because I think the suit looks like it's a weird type of material. I don't know. I think because the other figures that they did look so good, I'm just a bit disappointed with these.
I think the thing with this though is if you're going to get Spider-Gwen, then you want the masked head on the proper suited up figure. Yeah. I don't know how many people are going to want the schoolgirl Gwen.
No, I don't know how many people are going to want that. I wouldn't.
So, yeah, and then do you want an unmasked superhero figure? I don't know. I'm personally not a fan of that either. So, I don't know. The head sculpts wouldn't bother me either way because I'd always just stay with the mask on anyway.
Yeah, I mean, some stuff. I think some of the Captain Americas look good without the mask on. But generally, I'm not a big fan of having the unmasked versions of stuff.
Figures like Spider-Man, though, I think you always have the mask on generally, don't you?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, and this is I think this is no different. I mean, Captain America's a bit different because he doesn't wear the helmet for most of the film. No. Thor's the same. He very, very. I think it was only the first film he wore the helmet.
Yeah, I think he was just wearing it walking down a fucking corridor or something.
Yeah, and he didn't want to wear it after that. But the likes of this, I mean, that character from wearing the helmet is wearing the mask. So I don't know. So some people will want the right head sculpt. This is a better head sculpt. Both of these head sculpts are better than that other abomination we saw on the last podcast.
The Quasimodo fucking one. He looked grim. Fucking
that was
grim.
Horrendous.
It was shocking. Absolutely fucking shocking. Yeah. So yes, this I'm on the fence. I think with this, I need to see it in hand.
Yeah, good accessories though.
Yeah, but as I said with the other one, what worries me a bit is these are all just renders. They're not photos, like proper photos. They're all rendered and photoshopped. So, I mean, if you get everything it's telling you you're getting a fair bit. 2 head sculpts, you got bags, multiple hands, loads of webs, loads of little bits and pieces. So there's a fair bit there, but I'm a bit nervous how these are actually going to turn out. So I don't know.
I suppose they're giving us a lot of choice, and someone who loves the movie is going to end up collecting all of it, aren't they?
Yeah, I think like you said, like on the last one, if you got if you get the full set, it'll look really good. It'd be a really good shelf.
I think so.
Yeah, cool. So next up, we've got we've got a few Rambo figures. To be fair, so we've got this fucking monstrosity, which is the CyberX Studio Rambo from the Last Blood film. I would get you a price, and I would get you a release date, but seriously, what's the point? Who's going to buy this? It is fucking awful. I mean, both scopes are terrible.
It looks like one of them Gangster Kingdoms.
It looks like a poor knockoff of one. It is just fucking horrendous. Like I mean, look how fucking wide the neck is on that photo. Your neck shouldn't be wider than your chin. Yeah, it's just terrible, terrible. So that's pretty much a shit Rambo. Now we've got a decent Rambo. Well, I think a decent Rambo, which is we go, which is by 3.0, and it's the Rambo 3. Now it's just gone up on their website as a have you? Because when I put this on the show sheet, it just come up on their website. They hadn't given you like a pre-order price. So how much did you pre-order it for?
It's $199 everywhere. So I ordered via TNS, but it doesn't matter where you order from; it's everywhere. It's the same price.
Yeah. And so what's that in pounds?
So it's what? The currency exchange rate about 160 quid, something like that, which is a bargain, really.
Yeah, that's pretty good, to be fair. I mean, I've seen all the Rambo films once, so I'm not going to jump on it, but it does look good. But you were saying about what was that about the hair?
Massive fan. I think the hair needs sorting out. It's it looks a bit Brian May. So it could do with being thinning out a bit, but because it wasn't like that. But no, the actual figure, the body looks great. You get a ton of accessories, which all look fantastic, and the price is great. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I mean the body, it looks in proportion for once.
Yes,
it actually, instead of it being like the most ripped, biggest fuck off body you can get with a little pea head, it all looks in proportion. So they're
Stallone's got a weird. Stallone's got an interesting shaped body that none of the knockoff bodies have ever come close to replicating. Like you can get the Franken M34 and M35, which is an Arnie body all day long, but no one's ever done a proper Stallone body, and this is the closest I've ever seen.
Yeah, because he's got really long arms. Like when you look at the photo there, I know his fucking trousers are quite high. He's Simon Cowell in it, but when you think about where his knees are, his fists aren't far off his knees. Like his arms are quite long, and they're quite naturally long anyway. So yeah, I'm liking that. I might have to go back and watch the films.
I've just watched them all again. I've just downloaded the newest one, ready to watch as well. So yeah, no, they are great films, and
I watched the
most iconic version of it.
The first one was on telly the other day, and I sat and watched that and really enjoyed it. So yeah,
First Blood, so good, excellent film.
Cool. And if you're into Star Wars, it looks like it's been a good week for announcements because Hot Toys have announced the return of Oh no, I've jumped ahead. We're still on 3.0. I have, all this 3.0 is confusing. So this is quite good. The Terminator Dark Fate figures. Now I've not seen the film, but these look really good, and they're 1/12 scale.
I mean, for 1/12, they're pretty good. They're not bad at all. I've seen some people say they look a bit like as if they're off Celebrity Deathmatch, but I don't see that. I don't see that personally. I think they're pretty good, especially for 112. I mean, the detail that these companies are getting a 112 now is just insane.
Yeah, I see like 16 Kit posting a lot of their stuff, a lot of their 112 stuff, and I'm genuinely really impressed. Yeah, well, when I look back at like 6 months a year, 112th, I wouldn't even consider because it didn't look nowhere near as detailed. When I look at the stuff they're doing now, a lot of them are getting to the point where they're practically shrunk down Hot Toys.
Yeah,
and when you weigh up like how much space a 1/6 figure takes and how much these take, you kind of go, if they get any better, then I could see a few people maybe transitioning, particularly because, you know, a 112 vehicle you could get away with, which would display quite well with 112 figures.
Yeah.
So it's worth considering.
That's it. And as soon as Juice starts knocking out 112 vehicles, then everyone's going to want the figures to go with them.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Because you can do a little diorama off on its own with his stuff. So yeah, definitely. Cool. So like I was saying, as I jumped way ahead, Hot Toys with the new Kylo Ren. I quite like this, to be fair, but to me, it's just
different.
Not as. Yeah, it is. It is and it isn't. Like, I don't think a lot of. Obviously, without seeing the film, I don't know how many times he wears his helmet, so how long he'll actually have that on for. I don't know. It's a bit too. It's different, and it's different, but the same at the same time. If you get what I mean.
Yeah,
I think if you've got.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, so he smashes it up in the lift, and by the looks of it, he's fucking welded it back together again.
Looks like it.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got the previous version, is it worth upgrading to this? I don't know.
I'm not a massive Kylo fan anyway, but so I haven't bought any of them, and I wouldn't. But I don't know. It's different enough to buy, I think, if you love the character.
So I had the last version of Rey and Kylo. Because the Kylo I managed to get cheap because someone had dropped it and they put a chip on the nose. So I repainted it back in and it was fine. And I think one of the problems with the last Kylo was that the head would fit way too tight onto the joint inside the body. So when they fit the mask sculpt in and then pulled it off, it would take the plug with it, the little ball joint with it. So the guy who had it had managed to drop the unmasked head and fuck the nose. He'd also managed to rip out the peg from the inside of the body. So I got it stupidly cheap, stripped it all down, put a new peg in it, repainted it, and brought the scar out a bit more because I didn't think it was that great. Had it for a while, to be fair, and then eventually moved it on. But I think if you got the previous version, then this is probably a bit of a pass, to be fair.
Yeah, I think you only want one Kylo, really, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, but that's I think first batch was 211 quid, and second batch on that was 180. Obviously, all plus postage. So I mean, if you could pick it out, if you get it for 180 with reasonable postage, it's not too bad.
No, it's not. It's not horrendous at all, is it? Really?
No, but I don't know if I'd actually bother or not. To be fair. Yes, that was Kylo. And then this is probably my favourite thing that they've shown us so far this week. Is the Rancor. It is fucking brilliant. I'd pay no attention to Sideshow's weird scaling, because they never really fucking do that right. But this thing is going to be big.
I think it's 29 inches. I mean that's fair size.
That's eye-wateringly big. I mean that's fucking big.
I don't know where I mean, obviously scale. I feel it should be bigger than that for it to be 1/6, but it's still going to be a very impressive piece.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it should be because it's going to cost you just over $1,000.
Yeah, it ain't cheap, is it?
No, but it's cool though. I do like it. If I had a spare $1,000, 100%, I'd be on this. I do. Yeah.
If you imagine getting a Gamma Ray guard and putting it in his hand, he bites the head off. Something like that would be amazing.
Yeah, Yeah, it's just fantastic. I mean, it looks really detailed. I mean, but bearing in mind, it is Sideshow, so will it actually look like this or not? I don't know. But so far, from the one picture I've seen, I really like it.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. It looks very, very, very impressive.
Yeah. And then they've also apparently brought back the Mythos line, although I wasn't aware they actually went away, because they've now got a Ventress, and this looks the bollocks.
People go nuts over this.
I didn't realise how popular this character was until I started watching, until I properly got into Clone Wars. It's fantastic, and if they did a decent 1/6 scale figure of this, it would fucking sell.
Yeah, see, I've not got into Clone Wars yet. I've not even.
Mate,
I've not tried to, but I think I need to.
Bear with it, because I watched a bit of the first series to begin with and was like, "This is bollocks. What the fuck is all this about?" Right. Stuck with it. From the first series, I didn't rate too much. Second onwards is really good, and it fleshes out a lot of the Darth Maul stuff.
Right.
So it fleshed that out, and then when you start to watch Rebels, from that point on, it all kind of makes sense as to why he popped up in Solo and what his links is with the gangs. And
does it go on to show? Doesn't it go on about him getting his first set of legs and his second set of legs or whatever? And
yeah,
he had chicken legs at one point, didn't he?
He had this big, like, when they find him again, he's got this big. He's cobbled together these big fucking spider legs, and he's going fucking mental. Yeah, really good, really, really good. Then he gets some fucking metal leg type things that are a bit kind of like chickens. Then he eventually gets some kind of normal looking robot legs. But that, and there's a character called Savage Oppress, which is like his brother.
I've heard of him. Yeah,
brilliant. Well worth watching, mate. Really good.
Okay.
I'll give it a go. Ventress is in that quite a bit. She was Dooku's apprentice, and she's really good. Really, really good.
Right.
So I'm happy they're kind of bringing back the Mythos stuff, because eventually we end up getting figures from it. I mean, I don't think the Boba Fett one's out yet, but to be fair, you could probably kit bash that quite easily, the Boba Fett one, and I've seen people do it, and it looks pretty cool. So that was Ventress, and they then about a day later they then announced Palpatine, or Darth Sidious,
and it looks good as well.
This looks really good. I really like the Force lightning on the hand.
And
I mean, the face looks a little bit funky, but yeah, I'm really liking the Mythos statues. Like, I'm never that tempted by statues, but these have got me really tempted.
Yeah. No, I can understand it. They do look really good.
Oh, they look the bollocks, mate. The Vader looks spot on. I mean, and like the Obi, they're all good. I just want them all, mate. I want them all.
You need some space.
Oh, I know. And while we're on Sideshow, this fucking thing, this Wonder Woman, the Sideshow Wonder Woman, is due October 2020, and it would cost you £203 for the transvestite version of Wonder Woman.
It's got some thighs on it.
Fucking shoulders on it as well. Jesus wept. It just, no, not for me. For 200.
Is it a 6 scale figure?
Yep.
Is it?
Yep.
Wow.
Unfortunately, for £203. Fuck no. Fuck no.
It's not like Sideshow to go for a seamless body, is it?
No. And that, I don't. Yeah. Well, apparently it's a proper Python.
Is it? It'll be that muscular one, yeah.
Yeah. The price point's crazy. For not a lot more, you can get a Justice League Wonder Woman that looks 20 times better. Practically the same clothing. Like, it looks. The stylized one they did.
Yes.
I just think if you're going to start charging Hot Toys prices, you need to step your game up a bit. Because
they've been trying to do that for a while, haven't they?
It's just fucking painful. I mean, it's a no from me, if I'm honest. It just looks like the biggest pile of shit I've seen in ages. And there's been some shit lately. But yeah, another DC figure that was also announced is the Black Box Guess Me Arkham Prisoner. So in other words, it's the Joker from the Arkham TV series when he was in Arkham Asylum. This will set you back 106 quid, and it's at the 30th of April 2020.
That's the Gotham TV series.
That is the Gotham TV series. So it's the same guy who plays the main character in the new Star Wars game.
Okay, right.
He's the guy who plays the Joker in the Arkham TV series. Yeah.
Right.
I think this looks all right, to be fair. I think for 106 quid, you could probably, if you're not a big fan of sculpt, then you could probably bin that off and use it as like a generic Arkham inmate. I've seen worse, to be fair, but it's
not a lot of money, is it? I suppose.
Nah, but to me, I just think the boat sailed a bit on the Arkham TV series, the Gotham TV series figures. I don't think people are going to be that interested. This had come out a year ago. I think people would have. There was discount double pass. Yeah, 100% agree. I'm assuming on Wonder Woman, but yeah, couldn't agree more, mate. It's shocking. This is all right. I've got no strong feelings about this one either way. It is what it is.
I'm not a fan of the TV show at all, and I wouldn't even look at this twice.
See, I quite like the TV program, but yeah, I wouldn't. No. Yeah, I think probably I could do a bit with the clothing and stuff, but nah, it's a no from me again. And then the next one, going back to Star Wars, is the Rey and Dio. Is that what they call it, or was it?
I'm assuming so. Or D0. We'll find out in a month's time. But
yeah, so
this is the Gareth Bale one version.
Yeah, that's it. Or it reminds me of what's the bird from Lost? Kate from Lost. If you just look at the face, I mean, the body looks good, the tailoring looks good. I like the accessories you get, but I'm just not a fan of the head sculpt. But
now,
this,
you know what? It doesn't look great in these stills, but they posted a video of they always do the head during paint.
Yeah.
It actually looked decent with him turning it around, but in these stills, it does not look anything like Daisy Ridley. Not in my opinion, anyway.
Daisy Ridley's got a bit. Her face is a bit more chubby.
Yeah,
I don't know why they keep making her look so gaunt. If they just padded it out a bit, I think it would probably look pretty good. I mean, I think the best version of Rey is probably the Last Jedi version. I think that's probably the one that looks the most like her, and is probably the best. This
definitely not this one.
No chance. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll probably change my mind when the film comes out, and I probably want them, but not at the moment. So that was effectively all the pre-orders and all the new kind of stuff that's going to come out.
There's loads.
There was a fair bit, weren't there?
Yeah, there's going to be more as well with those Star Wars drop in as well.
Yeah, we're getting to that magical time of year, innit, where everyone ditches all their Marvel stuff. So if you want Marvel things, you want to jump on that now because you'll be picking stuff up cheap. And then all the Star Wars shit that no one wanted for the past 8 months will be in high demand, and everyone will want it. It happens every single year, and it frustrates the life out of me because I'm after Star Wars pretty much all year round, not just at Christmas. Remember, people, Star Wars is for life, not just for Christmas. So next we got TV, film, and games. So I put games in this because I've got a new game this week. But we wanted to just have a little discussion about the best thing that's happened on telly in such a long time. Now, don't worry before you all fuck off and leave us, because like the rest of us in the UK, you have no legal way of watching this. But if you sell the 7 Cs, you should be on the 3rd episode by now. And I personally am absolutely loving it. So what did you think about it, Steve?
Well, I've got the 3rd episode to watch straight after doing this podcast tonight. But so far, so good. I mean, Jon Favreau and the guys that are involved with this are just smashing it out of the park. And I think from now on in, it's a different director every episode.
Yeah.
I think the next one, episode 4, is going to be Bryce Dallas Howard. So that's Ron Howard's daughter.
Right.
And obviously Ron did Solo. He fixed Solo. And it'd be interesting to see what she does with it. But yeah, the series is just fantastic. It feels like proper Star Wars.
Yeah.
And like desperate to watch episode 3, which you watched just before this.
Literally, I with about 10 minutes to spare, jumped straight on. That's probably why I didn't hit the record button, because I was still too involved and thinking about the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
I think it's brilliant. The style of it's fantastic. It takes you straight back, and it very, very much reminds me of a Western.
Yeah, it does.
It has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, the tone's great. And
they're slowly fleshing out the Mandalorians as well. So we're getting a lot of a decent little insight into what's happened to them since the fall of the Empire and stuff like that. I mean, it's brilliant. It's fantastic. But as I was saying to you before I hit the go live button, the spoilers for this seem to be coming out a lot quicker than anything else I've seen.
Yeah, totally.
Like by a country mile.
Yeah.
And it's caused so much friction and shit on the groups. It's ridiculous. These people who are just outright like, you're spoiling it for me, fuck off, don't do it. And these other people who I think if you're really into Star Wars, you are pirating this 100%.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because there's no legal way for you to watch it without it being spoiled.
Yeah, that's it. It'll be fine. Just season 2 will be fine, but this first season, it's a big problem.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they don't release series 2 pretty much straight away after it's launched out here in the UK. People won't subscribe. I think they're going to have a dip in subscribers in Europe and the UK, because this to me was the main draw for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are going to already have seen it.
Well, the other thing they're going to have to do is make sure it's bloody cheap. Because otherwise, again, they won't get people involved. I'll tell you what, what this show has done now, and there was loads of people have been switched off from Star Wars from the new trilogy. Some people didn't even like Solo and Rogue One, which I personally do like both of those. But this is bringing people who had washed their hands of Star Wars right back into it.
Yeah.
Loads of people. Dave Upton even he was like, I'm done with Star Wars, and I was like, no, mate, you need to watch this. And he watched it. He's like, right, back on board now.
Yeah.
And loads of people have done the same thing. And I think what the news this week, that it looks like Favreau is going to be getting the keys to the kingdom. Kathleen Kennedy is going to be showing the door. And we'll be getting proper Star Wars moving forward, which is just great news.
Yeah, I mean, I that would be amazing. It will be great. But I can't help but think, is The Mandalorian successful because it is a TV program, and it's got a different type of pacing to a film? I think if you made The Mandalorian, what we've seen so far from the 3 episodes, into a film, they'd have to cut quite a bit to get it into like a 2.5 hour sort of film.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, is this because it's the very first live action TV series? I think there's been a massive shift between TV and film, where more things that would have been made as films are now being made as TV series.
Oh, of course.
I think this is a great example of that, and you can do a lot more with it. So I think generally with the films, whoever takes over, it's a poison chalice, because no matter, like I've said 100 times before, if I could go back in time and go to my 10-year-old self, in your lifetime, you're going to get another 6 Star Wars films. You're going to have like 40 odd Marvel films. You're going to live through like 4 Batmen by the time you're like 30. I would just shit myself and pass out with pure joy, right? But you fast forward to like my 32-year-old self, and I fucking hate this. They shouldn't have fucking done that. He's a dick. They're a twat. This is too much. Like, I think we need to, like the films, I think I think we just need to acknowledge that the films aren't for us anymore. Like, if we enjoy them, great, but they're not for us. They're for next generation. When the prequels trilogy came out, 100% did not like Phantom Menace. It was the biggest pile of shit known to man. The only thing I liked about it was Darth Maul. The next one, Attack of the Clones. Again, I didn't like it up until they were in the Colosseum. From that point onwards, I liked it.
Yeah.
And then Revenge of the Sith was probably my favourite of the prequels, because you got to see him finally become Maul, and he shut the fuck up from whinging, effectively. But you look at those films now, and you look at people in there who are like teenagers in their 20s and that, and they fucking love them.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Right? Like I said, I think...
They were aimed at kids, weren't they?
The thing is, when we were kids, we didn't have a Star Wars at the cinema. We missed it.
Yeah.
We were watching them on VHS. We were watching them on fucking DVD when it came out on that. And, you know, we've always watched it at home, grown up with it. We've not known anything different. And I think that's what gives you the whole like absolute love of it. And we will never capture that again, ever. No,
I know what you mean.
And that's the thing. So whatever because you look at the new series, the new lot of films, Force Awakens came out. Everyone turns around and goes, do you know what? Fucking hell, it's too much like A New Hope. And they put side-by-side comparisons up and went, yeah, fuck it. Wait, look, too much. It's exactly the same shot for shot. Fucking Last Jedi comes out. They do something completely different. Then everyone goes, well, that was fucking bollocks. It was completely different. So if you were Disney and you'd be going, what the fuck do they want? What do people want? We ruin stuff for ourselves. Solo, people boycotted that without seeing it. It's a good film. It's all right.
Yeah.
But because of everyone boycotted it, they turned around and went, okay, so we won't make any more of them. Oh, and what we do as well is we stop the supposed Boba Fett film and we delay the fucking Obi-Wan film.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Good going, everyone.
They've made them both into TV series instead, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean. I think they're going to start shifting towards more TV.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. We've got Dean in the chats. Yo, Dean. I think he's feeling a lot better now. He's
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, he's not smashing his car up anymore, which is handy. But yeah, so that's my little impromptu rant on the state of Star Wars.
This is good, and it's a welcome. I think everyone's loving it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People are loving it. I've not heard anyone slate it or slag it off, and that's a testament to how good it is. If you can get Star Wars fans to agree about how good something is. In this day and age, it's unheard of. So it's, kudos to him. It's the bollocks.
Yeah, totally.
So while we're on the Star Wars train, so I got Jedi Fallen Order this week. Have you played it?
I haven't yet. No, I've not bought it yet, but I will be. I'll probably ask for it for a Christmas present. Or
it's so good. I haven't completed it yet, and I only picked it up because there's a Smith's toy shop next to where I do my food shopping, and I did the food shopping and went, fuck it, I'm going in and getting it, and it is fucking so good, so good. Dean's just chimed in. TV is better. I'd rather have 60 hours of Obi-Wan than one movie. Besides, The Last Jedi was garbage, and Disney needed to know.
I agree.
I'd agree. I'd say that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And he agrees. Fallen Order is amazing.
Yeah, I'll definitely get this. Yeah.
It's really good. The parry system's brilliant. Sabers aren't massively overpowered either, which is good because then you're not just cutting through everything like it's cheese. It's just such a good game. The thing that happened to me though was I was setting it up, put it all on, and then I selected. I don't know how I done it, but I managed to select like the hardest difficulty. Started playing it. I was getting my ass kicked like by just normal stormtroopers, I was trying to learn the buttons, getting absolutely fucking destroyed, caned beyond all belief. I was like, I fucking had enough of this. Went into the settings and went, oh, you stupid cunt. That's why. Fucking the hardest setting known to man. So I knocked it back down to normal. Still challenging, but you can actually go through at a decent pace.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to see some 6-scale figures for this as well.
Oh yeah. Well, I can well see it, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I think it's the Inquisitor that you see at the very beginning, the one on the cover with the double lightsaber.
Yeah.
I'd love a figure of that.
Oh,
Of her and some of the different troopers you get in there are really good as well.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna have to get it.
Yeah, 100%. It is good.
Awesome.
It is good. So Pete should be with us soon. He has messaged me to say he's coming soon. So unless well, I'm hoping that was meant for me and it's not just a filthy text he was meant to be sending to someone else. Cool. So he was going to go on about the new Le Mans 66 film we saw in 4DX.
Yeah, we'll come back to it in a bit.
But we can come back to that when he actually bothers to turn up.
I do fancy watching that to be honest.
It does look good, doesn't it? It does look good. It does. So apparently Zach's just messaged about reading comments. I've pretty much read comments. I've read comments. It's just that being Zach. So right, next on the list, one of my favourites is Group Shenanigans. Needless to say, the last week has been a pretty interesting one. So I'm a big fan of Mr. Moss here. He is probably one of my favourite people on the internet because he doesn't take himself too seriously and he doesn't take anything too seriously. A man after my own heart, to be fair. And I'm also a big fan of OSR. So I'm on OSR quite a lot. I post there quite regularly.
Yeah.
There seemed to be a bit of shenanigans going on, and Dan got the boot. Apparently, there was a couple of posts about how some people were feeling that it wasn't a safe place anymore. Okay, fair enough.
How could a Facebook group not be a safe place?
Well, this is the thing. This isn't just this. This is just a perfect example. Okay, this isn't me singling Dan out or singling out OSR. It's just an example of, again, like today with the Justin and Zach thing. So Zach and Justin from Mint and Seal Box have split. They've gone their separate ways. Apparently, according to Justin, it's completely amicable. There's no hard feelings. He kind of did it while Zach was asleep, so he woke up to this whole shit show. But one of the things that Zach posted that I thought, yeah, fucking spot on, mate, was about people just having a laugh. And it just being a laugh. And it's not meant to offend anyone. It's not meant to be, it's not bullying, nothing like that. And because Dan posted, as soon as he saw it, and I thought, it fucking made me piss myself. It was fucking hilarious. It was a picture of Andy throwing Woody away. And he'd put Mint and Seal Box logo on Woody's face and Zach's face on Woody's. Fucking brilliant.
There's a lot
pissed myself laughing. There's so much going on. But a lot of it, I think, is about people taking themselves a little bit too seriously.
I know. It's just banter at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not being funny, and I completely get some of the points where people are saying, look, some people have so much shit going on in their real lives that they want to come somewhere and escape, show off their figures, and generally not be like mocked for them.
Sure.
Flip side of that is if I get a figure and I get the tits out on it, and I do some truly strange things with it, or I get a figure in and it's got a big bouffant hair, I know instantly, okay, if I don't do something about that, I'm going to get mocked mercilessly on the groups. I think people need to just take a little bit more responsibility for what they're posting and have a bit of a thicker skin and a bit of a sense of humour about it. And again, obviously, bullying, all that's not okay, but I think people just need to be a little bit more, have a bit more thicker skin about them.
Yeah, a little bit less sensitive.
yeah, so Dan set up a new group. It's just changed its name because of again, that was another little joke. To be fair on him, as soon as he was told change your name, he did. So let me call it up because I think it deserves a share because it is a fantastic group. I've been in it now for about a week or so.
Yeah, I'm in it as well. It is good.
And it is so fucking good. It is the Action Figure Republic. I would suggest you go and join because it's a laugh in there. He also has a shipper box one as well, which is it's a laugh. It is good.
I was in that for a while, but it just got a bit much talking about shipper boxes all the time.
But it's all a laugh, and I think at the moment, I think that's what the community needs a bit. Is just to not take itself so seriously. You know, we're all grown men and women, fucking collecting toys and dollies and shit like that. So
there's a load of people don't get down. They don't realise he's always got his tongue firmly in his cheek. With everything he says, and people take him way too seriously.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what's happened here. Like again, and I understand OSR have got like a fucking massive group, and they've got loads of different people they've got to try and look after. But I will miss Dan in that group because he was a standout character. I'd make it sound like he's dead. He's still alive. He's here. He's in this new group, and he's in a lot of the other groups. But yeah, it just. That and the stuff going on today, I just thought we got to mention it at least in passing because there's so much of that going on at the moment.
Definitely.
So that was it for Group Shenanigans. I can't think of anything else that's happened.
It's been a light fortnight, I'd say.
It has. It's almost like everyone calmed down. Then the last couple of days, it just exploded again.
Yeah.
And I think the next week we can see the tail end of stuff. But it has been a slow couple of weeks to be fair.
Wait until we get right on top of the start of episode 9. There'll be loads then because people will be kicking off about spoilers and all sorts.
But there's going to be fucking some sweet revenge for some of these people who have been good little boys and girls who have like left it, not sailed the 7 seas to watch the Mandalorian, who's having it ruined. And one guy in particular did say, "Just you fuckers wait, we get the next film a whole day before." I just fucking blitzed a group with spoilers, and I thought. Oh, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
That could be worth a watch.
Yeah, and that probably could happen as well.
I think it will do. I think it will. And here, just in time for Custom Corner, we have Mr. Pete.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you.
Fresh from sucking off rent, boys. It's Pete.
Yeah. I know I've almost missed the entire show, but I thought I'd make sure that I just made it on there. So at least I could stay on the show. Yeah, exactly. So how you been anyway? All right?
Yeah, good. Yeah. Good, mate.
Oh,
you've come in just in time for Custom Corner.
I managed to I haven't cocked the slides up at all, I don't think.
No, exactly.
Have I lost a job then?
I think you might have, to be fair. Because Steve's quite good at clicking left and right. You can do that.
Yeah, well, look.
To be fair, I've been able to click right because I haven't gone too far.
Until Zach mentioned, I didn't know you could just press the left and right. I was going to smash it this week, and then
I know. Yeah, we have had multiple streams to do.
Mikey, we'll give you one more chance.
I thank you.
Yeah. So we've just started to go on to Custom Corner,
Cool.
and this is what I've been working on. It's my Batman. I've got another one I'm doing that's a commission, but this one is with Zach's blackest of blacks on the cowl, the gloves, and the boots, and his little panties as well. Now, I really ripped the shit out of Zach when he was first going on about fucking black paint. And I thought, how the fuck can paint be that black? It's fucking black paint. It can't be that good. Yeah, sorry, Zach. It's the bollocks. It's really good. And it's not so much that it is like stupidly black. It's the fact that it's so matte. Now, you know when something's that matte that when you put a matte finish over the top to protect it, it actually glosses it up a bit. So yeah, and the thing with this as well is it gets darker and darker. So what I had to do was just mix in a tiny little bit of white just to go over some of the features, just to get them to pop out a bit. But yeah, I'm a convert. The problem is now I've got a load of this black 3.0, and I'm trying to think of what the fuck else? What the fuck can I paint? What can I paint that fucking
Darth Jar Jar?
Oh,
yeah, but then it's just going to be a completely black Darth Jar Jar.
Maybe not then.
So how did the Jar Jar chat go, guys? Did I miss out on some good stuff there?
Thank you, Mr. Young. Yeah, no, it was. I was saying about how I hadn't a fucking clue where that had come from.
You're not really.
No, I just assumed that someone.
You have been sniggering.
Yeah. So I might have known about it.
My exact words to my missus was, "What sick fuck had sent me this?" And then I said to my boy, "Do you want it?" And he went, "No."
Yeah,
good lad.
He's got taste.
Yeah, I was like, "Nah, fuck that." But yeah, so that's what I'm working on at the moment, and I think it's pretty much done. I've got the other Batman to do, but that's normal, no blackety black on that. But yeah, so that's that one. And then we got an update on the Indigo scopes as well. So unfortunately, the V4 has been delayed, which is the hatted and unhatted. As we've said many a time, this thing looks the bollocks.
Yeah,
I'm really impressed by this and very much tempted to build another, do a Pete and have like 20 indies. Because this does look good.
12, mate. Come on.
12.
Yeah.
Just 12.
Yeah.
Just a full baker's dozen. After that, it would just begin.
Yeah, that's pretty sound. Yeah, he just put on something about they'll be delayed. He's not happy with something. I don't know whether it's in the digital render or when he's casting it or whatever, but he said he needs to go back and spend some more time on that. So meanwhile he's gonna start pushing out some of his John McClane, an older version, bold version, and like a Die Hard version.
He's doing Corbin Dallas as well, isn't
he? He is, yeah. So they're the next ones I think that he'll release. So I reckon we're looking at New Year now for Indy.
I mean that suits me fine, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I'm tempted by the Die Hard one as well. Super fucking tempted because and I'm thinking,
bye, Dean.
Fucker. Dean's gone. Here we go. Got to go. See ya. Yeah, I really want to do a Die Hard figure. I did one ages ago.
I've still got mine.
5-6 years.
Yeah, I've still got mine as well. We've all built one, I think, haven't we? Have you got that sculpt, Steve? The one that, and that's really good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was the MJ Choi one, wasn't it?
Recast one. Yeah,
they got a recast about 1 million.
Yeah. Times. I mean, I like the Inigo one, but I'd be hard pressed to whether I'd want to. Whether it's worth the upgrade. It's clearly better. It's clearly better.
100%.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah, but I want the Corbin Dallas. I want to build a Corbin Dallas as well. So I don't know if I can afford to buy 2 Inigo sculpts at the same time. But
the thing is, if you buy them painted, they're so expensive because you got. But if you're a co-host with someone who paints, suddenly you're only really paying for the sculpt.
Yeah,
drift.
Sounds like a generous offer there, Steve, doesn't it?
It does.
So, because I'm thinking I really want one. So I was fucking hoping that he would just kind of delay the indie one and not show me anything else and go, no, that's delayed. Don't look anything else.
So he's delayed that, but he's gone, oh, you might like one of these, Ian.
Yeah, so I thought I might save some money. He's now going to make me build an entire fucking figure. Fucker.
I know.
They came out of nowhere as well.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. Every couple of days, I'll be flicking through Facebook, and all of a sudden, there's a new sculpt or there's something, and I'm like, oh, why do I fucking do it? Just don't go on Facebook anymore. It'll save me a fortune.
I'm a bit annoyed about the delay, but obviously, all good things come to he waits, because there's also been a delay. I've got the Iris Indiana Jones clothing set pre-ordered.
Yes, you've got a couple of those though, haven't you?
3. I've already had some offers on one, but
How much for the sets?
I think they worked at about $250 each. So I want to sit on it for 6 months and sell it for $500.
When are they out?
Well, the original.
You can see where I'm going with this, can't you, Ben?
Yeah, I know. The original target was November. They said November. Iris has been a bit hard to get hold of, the guy that's organising the run. She originally, apparently, in hindsight, she talks about the 11th, but they've hit some snag, so they're now saying December. So I'm not sure whether they'll actually get them in hand before Christmas, but I'm very, very excited to see what those look like in hand.
Did you see on the groups? It must have been 2-3 days ago. There's another. Is it Tanya? Tanya something?
Tanella.
Tanella.
I did see this. Yeah, and we should have had this in Shenanigans because this was actually.
Yes, I forgot all about this.
It was quite a read, wasn't it?
So what was that about?
So this guy had engaged her.
When he commissions, yes.
So he got people on board for it, sent her like thousands of pounds worth of material and stuff like that. She then went, oh, hang on, I'm moving house. She then moved house. Then she didn't like the shirt material, so we sent her more material.
Yeah.
She then fobbed him off for a bit. Then went, okay, I'm going to start now. And she went, and this shirt material shit as well. I don't like that. And it went back and forward. And I think, I might be wrong, but I think she's just now blanked him or something. So he's now he's effectively said everyone that was interested isn't interested because now everyone's jumped on this run. And he's now left massively out of pocket. But it was one of these things. He's had this big rant, and I don't think she replied.
No, she has been actually. Yeah, she did actually reply, but she was posting screenshots of the conversation, but only the bits she wanted to show. So then, but then some other guy recorded the video, put it on YouTube, and posted the entire video, so you could read the entire backwards and forwards conversation if you wanted to. And I haven't actually read the whole thing, but I believe it didn't paint her in a good light, unfortunately.
No, it's a shame because all her stuff looked really good.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean,
this guy did good things.
Yeah, this guy did buy some of the wrong stuff. I think some of the leather was too thick for making the jacket and stuff. And, there was issues on both sides. So no one was squeaky clean.
No, it's always a risk because obviously we had to put up $150 deposit. It was originally meant to cap at 40, and then there was a little bit of the run's been managed really well by Lewis Enigma. I don't know who he is within the actual community, but that's who he is on SSF and he's done a good job. But he was a little slack on cutting out. So some people went direct to Iris, and she said, "Yes, I can make you one." And he'd already gone past the original run. So I think it ended up at about 50. It did eventually close.
Yeah.
But that was what 150 lots of 150 lots of 150 $7,500. And you just think, well, but then obviously, with I don't know this other person, but Iris, we've seen her work. I don't think that she's going to run away with the money because there's all these different runs on and stuff. But that was an interesting one, and ultimately she decided not to go with leather for the jacket, even though I would have liked to, purely because it is a struggle to get a leather that's thin enough to look.
Yeah, because I had a leather jacket and a leather indie jacket off of you once, didn't I?
That's the one. It was just the old.
The old sovereign.
relic. No, that was a relic hunter one.
Right, and it was way too thick. Like I couldn't get it to behave itself at all, and it always looked as though he was wearing like his dad's clothes.
Yeah.
So
it's funny though because I've kind of gone full circle on that because I, when I made my Indy on his horse, I wanted a cheapest jacket, and I bought one, and I kind of just actually because in that scene he's got the jacket zipped up, and I've kind of zipped it up, and then I've pinned it at the back so that it doesn't look too big. It actually looks really good, but
I've done that before
within the context of that figure because of the way you're seeing it and it's done up and everything, it actually looks pretty good. I've got a Kato real leather jacket. It is amazing. It's a work of art. I don't think it looks too thick, but a lot of people say that it is. But I mean, I just thought with the Iris run, to make it really special, it would be nice to have a leather jacket.
Wasn't there the option to have it with or without the jacket?
Not on that. No. It's always been the 3-piece. So the shirt, the trousers, the jacket. Then she said she wasn't doing a web belt, so that pissed a few people off because they'd have to source a web belt. And Lewis was like, "Oh yeah, well you can Full Metal Customs to do you one. I think it's about £150 just for the buckle,
Yeah.
So yeah, no. And then she said, "Oh, she'd make a belt and a holster." So they threw that in. If you paid an extra $50 or something, you'd have a belt and a holster. So I've got 3 of those as well. I don't know what they're going to look like yet, but I thought anything that's Iris, people just will be all over that. So so hopefully next month. But again, it could move again. And the thing is, there's still some people that haven't paid up, and I always wonder whether this delays it for for the whole run because she wants to get the whole lot done, or whether or not you can say, right, in the order that people paid, they should start shipping them out if they're ready. But
but we know personally from different runs of different things that it doesn't work like that.
No,
100%. There's been like back when Sideshow Freaks, I think it was the Luke scopes. The post got put up, and I think I was like the 3rd person or something to go. Yep, 100. I'll have that. Bang, straight away. And then I start to see like Mila Snyder got hers. A few other people got hers, started painting them up, and I was like, hang on a sec. I was like 3rd on the fucking list, and even on the actual list that was coming on there, and I was like, fuck's mine. And then I think Pete, you got yours. Dave got his. Is he taking the piss? And I think I was one of the last to get it. Like, so the lists they put up and the order that people pay and buy generally just.
Well, this is the thing. And most of them, like Inigo, I'm not going to name them, but Inigo uses a third party to do the selling stuff, and we know that he's not the most organised, not the best, and you wonder sometimes whether they're like, oh well, we need to get one out to Milo, we need to get one out to so and so to get them to paint it up and promote it, so they can sell some more or something.
Maybe, but
I don't know.
Seem that there was, there just didn't seem to be any rhyme or reason.
No. So there's a few people that still haven't paid. So I'll keep you guys updated. But I've got everything else in place now. But obviously not a sculpt that I want to permanently use. So it will require this bad boy to finish it. It
does look good. It does look really good. Cool. So right, the competitions we've been doing. So we've been doing a few comps lately on the groups. The first one was the Hoth giveaway. Giveaway. So what we did was, first thing I just want to say about the competitions is the point of these is that you listen to the podcasts, you get a little treat, a little reward. So that's why I kind of say to people, we announce your winner on this, PM me, Ian Ashton, I'm on Ox, PM me, and you can have your free shit, right? You can have it, not a problem. I think with the Hoth one, because of the size, I can post it for free within the UK, but if it's going over stateside or anything, then you might just have to chip in a bit of postage. But yeah, I will only send this stuff out if someone PMs me, so I know that they've actually listened to the podcast and they know, I'm not giving free shit to people who don't listen effectively. So for the Hoth giveaway, which is this wonderful backdrop and bases, backdrop and base, the one I picked was PJ because purely because everyone else that posted these figures that he said he was going to put in with the background, to me kind of made the most sense. So PJ, give us a shout, drop me a PM, and it's all yours. just give us a shout and we can have a little chat. Now, Lord Greg, the Lord himself, he's getting an honourable mention because this made me laugh. So, Greg, give us a shout, and I shall send you one of our lovely Mutts Nut stickers, just purely for making me laugh my nuts off for a bit. And with creative use of the Death Star Millennium Falcon interior. So yeah, like I said, drop me a line. They're all yours, not a problem. And then I thought I would just remind everyone about the winners from the last comp that gets the stickers. So PJ, again, you're killing it. This Joker pose was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, PJ, his poses and his photos are always the bollocks. I can't. They are fantastic. And then Brian, you're following us, and that Thor picture I really liked. I thought that was great. And Eric, you can't go wrong with a bit of Vader. So boys, drop me a message, give me your addresses. I'm more than happy to send them out. Not a problem. Zach, King Zach. Yeah, if we're hiring, yes, we are. For you, mate, we are definitely hiring. If you'd like to come on in a fortnight's time, you are more than welcome.
You like a party?
Yeah, I'm not sure the time difference though. I don't know what time it is out with you boys, but yeah, we would be honoured if you would come on, mate. Brilliant. So yeah, there are competition winners. Give us a shout, let us know. And I mean, Zach, your timing's brilliant, mate, because we're pretty much just coming to the end. But the figure awards, how can I forget? That's all that's been on fucking Ox for the last fortnight. Go on Ox, vote. They're starting to announce different figures. I think the DX Mall is doing particularly well. Which is kind of good because that's one of my favourites. So yeah, go on, vote, and I think for every time you get entered in, you get entered into another competition because we're all about the comps here to win some clone armor. So go forth, vote.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a funny one because that's actually what I picked the mall for my 1/6 figure, and I think the figure of the year. And it's funny because it's not a figure I own. And I probably won't own it because of my hatred of the prequels. But I can see it's a quality figure, and yours look great. The two you got there, you look really good.
I mean, I was lucky because, like I say, I stalked Craig like a fucking bloodhound, just to get any bits. And as soon as he posted up an extra body with clothes for £100, something like that, I was like, "Fuck me, man! I've got to have that just so I can use the second."
Yeah, definitely.
I think I picked up a gauntlet or something, which made it work. But yeah, the mall's brilliant. I think it is probably one of my favourite figures of this year.
Yeah.
It just I know everyone fucking says this. It always does made it about. It always got so much presence, man. So much presence.
Shelf presence.
It's the wankiest fucking phrase I've ever heard in my life. But it's true. It stands out loads. It takes great photos. You can do dynamic poses with it. I just wish they'd sort the ankles out so you could kind of bend them about a bit. The stand, I just wish they'd do a smaller dynamic stand because, I've got a big fuck off display case now, so I can fit the dynamic stands in there. But back when I had DTOFs, even when I doubled them up, it just takes up so much space.
Yeah, totally.
So it would be nice.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because you guys both put your nominations in. I have.
Yeah, and I've had to be sensible for once.
Yeah,
but
cool.
I think I did DX, the DX Mall, and was Thanos out this year? Was that last year?
No, it's this year.
It depends which one. I'm pretty sure it was this year.
Yeah, the one you've got in, definitely this year.
Yeah, so I think I did those two.
Yeah, it's funny because I think everything I've voted for, I don't own any of them, but it's kind of shows.
I think I was the same actually. You
can still appreciate figures that actually don't fit in with your collection or that you wouldn't own, but you can say that's a bloody good figure if you like that, And I think what's the reason for me is that I've not I probably haven't bought any figures that have come out in 2019. All the figures I bought this year have been older figures, and so they don't qualify. But I can see there's a lot of great figures that have come out that they deserve to be kind of recognised.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So, unless you guys have got anything else, that's pretty much us. We are done.
Yeah. Nothing from me.
No, I think I look forward to. I did listen to a bit of you guys in the car on the way home, so I look forward to watching the
live streaming.
Yeah.
Did the other doggers mind that much? Or
sorry, the who?
Did the other doggers mind that much?
Oh, well, I'd left by then.
It's on the way home.
In and out. You're in and out like 2 minutes. You're like, I'm fucking done. I'll go.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
so and I look forward to listening to the start of it, and we'll be hopefully back to full strength on the next one.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. So next week you've got Collecting Weekly again, as I do every week, and you've also got Small Talk with Dylan and that. Give them a listen. Fantastic stuff as per usual. 60 Up Scavengers, give them a listen. They're also pretty cool. They had Matt on Collecting Weekly the other day. That was worth a listen. That was pretty cool. And that's pretty much it for shout outs from me. So that's a bye from me.
Bye from me.
And I'm off to watch The Mandalorian episode 3 right now, so it's a bye from me as well.
Oh,
bye from me. He dies at the end. Bye.
Yeah.
it's